going on, y'all? Welcome back to the episode of City Boys, y'all. And I kind of got a great episode for y'all today, but I need y'all to like, subscribe, comment, get me going in this algorithm, man. The road to 10K. I know y'all boys got my back. I know y'all got my back. Let's go, baby.
So I ghosted my boyfriend on New Year's Eve, and I have not spoken to him since. Before I get into this, I just want to say that me and my boyfriend, we have been together for a year. Well, almost a year, 11 months. A year on February 2nd, we will have been together, okay? My boyfriend is also 34, grown man. He also is a homeowner, has a pretty good job, and also has a business that he's starting.
He's doing well for
let's
himself.
Start there, right? So recently, I obviously, like you all have known, I've become unemployed, and I have not been able to find a job.
Here we go.
I've put in like 30 applications today. I've got nothing, like barely even an interview. I've gone on 2 interviews. So I've been literally struggling, and I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. Okay.
The fake
Anyways,
cry.
okay,
Fake
I'm
cry.
gonna keep it together for this. I'm not gonna get stressed out. I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. It's something so crazy about having hundreds of thousands of dollars one day and then the next day having nothing.
Yeah, I'm noticing the vape in her hand, and I know that's a little off topic, but yeah. And I smell some strong cappage, some strong cappery going on. A couple $100,000 and the next day being broke. Come on, man. A lot of these girls will come online, come on TikTok and all this shit and claim that they got all this money, that they're making all this money, but they be broke as hell, man. They be broke as hell. Let's go.
But that's what's going on right now. And so I am vulnerable with my man, and I go, hey, I'm gonna need to like stay with you for a little while I get myself together. Like, I don't have anything on the rent, and so I'm gonna need to move with you while I get myself together. Mind you, I said he has his own house, his own 3-bedroom apartment in a nice neighborhood. He also has a best friend. His best friend lives with him, mind you, and has been living with him for however many years. He's like lived there almost the whole time he's lived there.
So what?
And so I'm like, if his best friend can live with him, why not his girlfriend, you know? So I'm like, hey, I need a place to stay. Which honestly, in hindsight, I shouldn't even have to ask for that. He knew I was struggling. He should have said, hey, let me take something off of your plate. Like, come stay with me so that you can breathe.
What?
If he really cared about me, he would have said that, but he didn't. He sat there and he watched me struggle, and then watched me get to the point where I was like, hey, I just need a break. Like, I'm literally so depressed. I'm losing my mind. I can't find anything. Can you please help me? And he said, no. He said, no. He said, no, you cannot live with me. Mind you, living with him is free. It doesn't cost him anything. He said, no.
Well, that's his crib, man. He don't have to tell you yes. He don't have to accept you up in his house. You're probably you're just not at the level that you think you're at. That's what it sounds like, for real. And even if y'all have legitimately been dating for a year, that's not his problem or his responsibility to take you up in his home. That's like that. Like what? Like what? The entitlement is crazy. Let's go.
I can't live with him. At first he goes, oh, I like that we have our own places to retreat to when we get into our arguments. And wrong answer. Number one, when we get into
wrong
arguments,
answer. That's
like we stay in the same room and we continue to talk it out until we work it through, which I think is a really good habit that we have and a really good green flag that we have in our relationship. Yes, do we get into arguments? So does everyone. Yes, do I lose my cool? I'm a woman, but I rein it back in and we figure it out. And nobody
we gotta stop that I'm a woman shit so I get to fucking act any old way. We gotta stop that shit, man. If men have been able to, for the most part, come out of our savage ways of just, taking shit and doing all that, which that's the natural way of man, is take, love, hate, kill, take, then y'all can come about that emotional shit. Y'all need to have some more self-control, man, and stop trying to use the excuse that, oh, I'm just a woman. We don't want to hear that shit, man. You are an adult. Control yourself.
Home. So that's a weird thing to say. We've never even done that. Second of all, that's like a problem to me, not a solution. When we get into arguments, we should not be leaving, because what happens when we get married? There's no way to go. We both live in the same house. So maybe that's not a good habit to start. Being that we have not started yet, maybe let's not start that now. On our very first date, I told him that I wanted to be engaged within a year. I said, after a year, I want to be engaged. He said that's plenty of enough time for someone to know whether or not they want to get married or not. This is what he said.
Okay, first of all, you coming into on a first date talking about marriage is crazy work. You don't come in making those kind of demands and saying, I want to be married within a year. You don't come in doing that shit, man. That's just gonna run a guy off. It sounds to me like she has plans for a life with him that he's not really. It sounds almost like she's a jump off at this point. Like, let's go, guys. I want to hear more context. I'm sorry, guys.
We have talked about it, I shit you not, probably 10 times throughout this year. And never once did he say, I don't think this is going well enough for that to be a realistic goal anymore. Never once did he say, hey, like, let's pump the brakes. I don't think that we're doing that well for it to get to that. So I'm thinking we're doing well. We're on schedule. After a year or a year and a half, we'll probably get engaged. Then he goes, I don't think I want to live with someone again until I'm married to them.
Well, I tell you, man, that women's intuition bullshit is just that. It's bullshit, man. Just because he isn't saying anything doesn't mean that you shouldn't be reading between the lines and picking up on certain shit. You know what I mean? And I noticed that women that if there's a guy that they really like, they'll ignore a bunch of red flags that are going on and a bunch of shit. Like, it's stuff that they would normally read, they'll ignore it on purpose, man. It's weird, man. Let's go.
It's some new boundary that he literally just made up because he's never said that the whole time we've been together. And I go, maybe it's not a good idea that you live with someone after you already got married to them, because what if you guys are not compatible to live together and you don't know that until after you're already married? Then what? That's really dumb, actually. And so I'm like, okay, that's a completely new thing, but granted, it's been a year. We set our goal for a year. Are we gonna get married? And he goes, no, that was your goal. Since when was this my goal? It was my goal, but like, I thought we were in agreement because you never said that.
I'm telling you that woman's intuition, man, that it doesn't. It's bullshit, man. It's flat out bullshit.
We weren't in agreement. Clearly, I made all this up in my head.
You did.
And this was never a goal. I just thought it was a goal because I continuously talked about it. And he never said that it was unrealistic. As a matter of fact, he said the quite opposite, that it was a realistic goal to have. And never once, as we neared to the end of that year, did he ever say, hey, I don't think we're close to being married.
That's the thing. He shouldn't have to say that, man. He shouldn't have to say that. But women's intuition, right? Women's intuition, right? Like I said, man, it sounds like you were trying to be something that you're not. You know what I mean? Like, you might even be calling this. A lot of girls would do that too. They'll call something a relationship that isn't even a relationship. It'll be a situationship. The guy would just be getting some booty, and they'll think it's more than what it is. And this is what it sounds like with this girl. She probably thought it was more than what it was, and you know, he wasn't really committing to her like that. He might have had some girls on the side. Like, it wasn't what it is. It wasn't. She's a lot of they make shit up in their heads about something that they want to be. They fall in love with the fantasy, man, and not the actual reality of what's going on, man. He probably gave her a bunch of signs that, hey, this ain't that, and she just ignored him, man. For real. Let's go.
So imagine my surprise when he says, I don't think we're close to being married. We still have things to figure out, because a couple of nights ago I got super irritated at him and yelled at him and told him to leave my house, and apparently that's enough of a reason for him to be like, whoa, I don't want to marry her.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, and so I said, you know, hey, I'm actually scared that I'm gonna be homeless because these I said,
Stop the
I'm
fake
actually
cry.
thinking I'm gonna be homeless because I don't have a job and these bills keep coming, and I can't do it no more. I'm tapped out of resources. And I think I'm gonna end up, if you don't let me live with you, I'm gonna end up in my car, living in my car, something like being actually homeless. And he goes, well, plenty of millionaires have lived in their car before. What the fuck? So basically he said, yeah, no, I'm not gonna help you. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. I know it's hard.
Hey.
But basically he told me that you never really do have anybody to depend on, and you come alone in this world, and you are your own person, and you should be your number one priority because nobody else is going to be dependable, which I translated to, he is not someone I can
This is
depend on.
hilarious, but he's right though. He's right. You can't depend upon anybody else. You come into this world alone. You born alone. You die alone, man. That's what it is. And like I said before, I'm very almost positively sure he probably showed her signs that he wasn't a husband material. You wasn't wife material to him, before, but she just ignored that shit because she liked him. You know, that's what happens a lot of times when the girls like the guy. It seems like you were honestly trying to step up on his toes and trying to force your way up into his crib because your situation was bad. And to that I ask, I looked at the comments of the video. A lot of females were like getting on him, like, how many of y'all would let a man that you've been, you know, probably seeing for a year, after he loses his job, loses everything, come stay with you? How many of y'all? If he's not a pookie, I'm sorry, because pookies are somehow exempt from this rule. But that's the truth though. Y'all wouldn't be trying to help a man out. Y'all would find that shit unattractive as hell. Like, what the fuck, he going broke? He a bum? He ain't got a job? Like, what the fuck? Like, he ain't obligated to take care of you, man. You ain't his wife. You probably just a jump off, man. This is what it is, man. Let's go, man.
He's someone that I can't depend on. I'm a dependable person. I've had friends that I've let stay with me, that I've given a place to stay for free, that I've been able to like say, hey, you can lean on me. Like, don't worry about nothing. Take a break. I got you. So if I can be dependable to my friends, you can be dependable to your girlfriend. It's not a crazy concept. Yeah, we do come in this world alone, but relationships are the whole reason of everything. You should be able to depend on the people around you, on your community. They should be people that you can say, hey, you do owe a responsibility to the people you love and the people you care about.
Exactly. And you're probably not a person he loves, and probably not a person he cares that much about. It just is what it is. Like I said, y'all create ideas in y'all heads that make y'all think that y'all are something that y'all truly are not. You're not that. Come on, man. I get it through your head, man. And you're gonna keep on hurting yourself by having this same mindset, man. You guys got to come out of this delusion mindset, man. Come on.
Apparently he doesn't think that way, and I don't think I can be in a relationship with someone who doesn't think that way. And so I decided that I kind of ghosted him. I just stopped talking to him, and I probably will never speak to him again. That really turned me off. And yeah, that's why I broke up with my boyfriend, because he said it was okay that I be homeless. I should be homeless while he goes home to his 3-bedroom house in a nice hip neighborhood and rubs his feet together under his nice comforter set, his nice sheet set, and watches his 70-inch TV on the wall.
You sound like a hater.
Twiddles his thumbs together while I'm out in my car in the cold. Talking about he's gonna give me a blanket for Christmas, so I don't be. You gonna get you a new bitch for Christmas? I ain't even.
Hey man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. That's the stuff that he bought, he earned. That's his crib, man. And if he don't want you invading his privacy, because you're trying to force your way up in, because you're trying to guilt trip him with the fact that you about to be homeless, that's not his problem, man. That is not his problem. And if y'all were what you thought you were, then, you know what I'm saying, maybe it would have worked out differently. But apparently you weren't. And you probably weren't able to take the signs and read between the lines that you probably weren't even a girlfriend. You're probably just literally just a jump off. I keep saying that, guys. But you're probably just a jump off, man. And you want to be more than what you are. And I believe also, I've watched this girl's previous videos, I think she has a daughter too. So you want your daughter to come up in there and live with him? And he knows you got a daughter? Hell nah, man. Hell nah, man. But let me know what y'all think about this, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, baby.